Mornings are for dreamers.
I'm a dreamer, yes, I'm a dreamer.
The break of dawn for champions.
Champion, champion, champion,
On 32 FM 94.9.
Every day is another chance to do it all over again.
Get the best of starts on the break of dawn. 32 FM 94.9. From motivationals
To news,
to sports and talk.
we'll give you all you need to make the best of your day.
On the break of dawn. 32 FM 94.9.
To have you this morning on Papers Review. This is 32FM 949 Ibadan. My name is DELE ADEYANJU. I am not here alone this morning. I have Kenny with me.
Good morning, Daily. My name is Kenny DUROTILU, and yes, we're set to take you through the pages of the newspapers this morning, bringing the headlines, of course, analysis, and all of that this morning. Let's start off with the front page of the Punch newspaper. I have this one major story: PDP calls emergency meeting over governors. Others gang up. Stop causing insecurity. Uzodinma tells opposition. IPUB. Northerners to table demands for Tinubu. Atiku. Others. Northern Christians will mobilize against Muslim ticket. That's according to Lowell. PDP rules out mini convention BOT to meet Atiku. No post-conviction bill for Babaijesha. Court rules no amendment to Electoral Act before election. Baja Biamila fraudsters hack bank. Transfer 523 million naira to 225 accounts. Nigeria eyes OECD membership to boost seeds export. Lagos government restates commitment to tackle drug abuse. Elsewhere in the pages of the Punch, court remands Chinese for killing ex-lover. Reps fume. Also have this one, business. NESG reschedules economic summit. L5 faults power sector. Privatization. And lastly, PDP rules out mini convention BUT to meet Atiku.
From the Guardian newspaper, federal government to leave behind 60.9 trillion naira debt, other liabilities in 2023. Also, Lawan loses out as Akpabio might make INEC's final list. Nigerians may shock political class parties in 2023. Obaseki warns. ASU rules out returning to class through court order. Also, in other news, Lagos government pledges zero tolerance for violence. UN others preach peace to mark global event. Hiriwa criticizes Buhari's wife for celebrating daughter-in-law's graduation in UK varsity. Amotekun begins 24-hour patrol on highways in Ondo State. Electoral Act 2022. Bajabia Mila dismisses calls for fresh amendments before elections. Deny Kanu access to treatment is plot to kill him, says group. Flood threat. Ogun border community cries out over opening Onyo River Dam. EFCC denies alleged raid on appeal court judges' residence. And just a few more before we look at another paper. Local airlines lose over 20 aircraft to 93 bird strikes in 6 months. And UN others spread peace to mark global event. I took that earlier. We'll look at another paper now.
Okay, from the Daily Post, ASU strike, no headway as lecturers dam court order, fight on. ASU strike reactions trail industrial court judgment ordering lecturers to resume. EXU orders students back to campus, schedules second semester exams. Atiku reacts as Wiki's camp pulls out of PDP presidential campaign. Also from the Daily Post newspaper, Imo security operatives raided burnt shops at AK Ututu Market to stop banditry. Governor Uzodinma. ASU President Oshodeke reveals a decision many lecturers will take after strike. Obasanjo reveals secret of longevity. There's also another one there. You can't install Obas in Iroko Obi Ehi and Idingbengbe Araromi government will go to Ondo government. Banditry, Zamfara government commends NSCDC for effective security operations. International Day of Peace, IAWPA worries over attacks on religious centers in Nigeria. Also this one, 2023 PDP APC Accord battle for soul of Oyo Central. Lagos Scuba, Body George reveals PDP elders picked LP's Viva as Jandor's deputy. Plateau 2023 APC unveils ex-Uni Jos VC as campaign DG. And lastly, Atiku, Fani Kayode demands Wike others dump PDP. Alleged party has terror links.
All right, Premium Times is next. Special report dropped today. In Nigeria, food hardship worsens due to terrorism, climate change. Also, 2023, Atiku reacts to Wike's camp's withdrawal from campaign. I take that again. 2023, Atiku reacts to Wike camp's withdrawal from campaign. ASU to appeal court order on resumption as Nans others kick. Not feasible for Igbo to produce Nigeria's president in 2023. Oji Kalu. Court orders ASU to suspend strike. PDP crisis. Wike's group withdraws from Atiku's campaign. INT'L clears Tinubu, Atiku, Obi, 15 others from 2023 presidential election. And ASU president speaks on court order, halt on strike. Paris Club refund. Court sets aside firm's $47 million consent judgment. Court order, ASU breakaway faction. Konwa urges Vice Chancellors to reopen universities. 2023, 3 school SAT holders, 15 graduates to run for president. Atiku Tinubu, oldest candidate. Police charge Chinese national accused of killing Nigerian girlfriend. Buhari bids farewell to United Nations General Assembly. And the last one from here, Senate confirms new substantive CJN.
From the Nation newspaper this morning, I will bequeath legacy of credible poll. So that's according to President Muhammadu Buhari. Court orders won't stop negotiation, but ASU says Ngige. PDP quakes as Wike's group opts out of Atiku's campaign. It's another one there talking politics. Court order already took that one. Mumford to be tried in absentia in 6 billion naira fraud charge. Also out of the Nation newspaper this morning. Let's take a look at some editorials. Reinforce the Supreme Court as one that you might want to take a look at. Talking about editorials out of the Nation newspaper this morning. We'll go into a short break right now. When we come back, we'll be taking a look at the stories and, of course, taking your reactions to them. Just stay with us.
Shine oh. How you take get the original? Now for Jand for this economy. I beg. Now for Adidas official store on top Jumia buy am. Now so with all the plenty international and local brands them, we get official store for Jumia. To get quality and original products them. Now sure banker. See you go gbadun correct discount on top brand festival from 12th of September go reach the 2nd of October. Plus you fit make secure payment online. Enjoy free delivery on top order. We pass 1,999 naira and return anything when you buy for free. Terms and conditions deal.
Jumia, your everyday delivered.
Waiting you sabi about the beautiful game. You there for the life and style. Fantasy leagues, bass goals, ginger and okpo. Breaking down the stats even to the MVPs. Taking no L's and only for the W's. I beg. Then Showmax Pro get news for you. Football season is back. Live, e-choke. Watch the Premier League, La Liga, Serie A. Anywhere on any screen. Mado. Stream the action from Super Sport. Live on Showmax Pro. Sign up at showmax.com.
My people, better don't land for all market traders. Now, Market Traders Association of Nigeria, they run this packet for every market where they for Bodo, Nigeria. They don't join body with Ministry of Women Affairs, Ministry of Trade and Investment, with Export Promotion Council to summon all these better things for market traders. Sure, now they hear me so, as a correct market man or woman. Oh yeah, make we carry waka the go Liberty Stadium on Thursday, 22nd September 2022. Make we go register to begin enjoy all this better. Now, only people will join body go fit enjoy all this better. Pata, you won't get body when you go for your hand.
Tolu, báwo ni ìrìnàjò ẹ̀? Ilẹ̀ Haúsá dùn. Mo jẹ oúnjẹ kan tó ń pè ní dábò ìṣèkáfá níbẹ̀. Ọ̀rẹ́, adùn àti ìtasọ́sán ìlú lárinrin.
Oúnjẹ ti délẹ̀ o.
Láìdé, oúnjẹ yẹn náà ló ṣe. Ó tún dùn jù yẹn lọ. Báwo ló ṣe sè é? Ìsebẹ̀ ọ̀ngà. Òun ni ìsebẹ̀ tó o nílò fádùn àti ìtasọ́sán tó lélẹ̀. Dùn àwọn tó fẹ́ràn nínú pẹ̀lú oúnjẹ aládùn nínú ilé rẹ̀.
Onga, Mama's helping hand.
No matter what I do, you love me unconditionally.
Mama's love is unconditional. Nothing serves this love better than a bowl of Indomie. So, show some love with Indomie.
Is this a mistake? What? What's that? What happened? See, I just bought 1,000 Naira Glow data, and instead of the usual, I got 3.9 gigabytes. Guy, I swear, that's how I saw it too. I bought 2,000 Naira data yesterday, and I got a whopping 9.2 gigabytes. Wow! Glow data is just always bigger. Yep, and always better. I swear down. Babe, why are you removing your SIM?
I'm leaving this network and getting a Glow SIM immediately. And I'm not giving you my new number. You're on probation. Why didn't you tell me about these new Glow data plans?
Glow new data plans. Always bigger, always better.
Babe, sorry now.
Yes, get a Glow SIM card today and enjoy bigger, better data on the Glow network. Just dial *777# and choose your plan.
Glow Unlimited.
Country people, education be the foundation for better future. Now, why Dominion Aviation College they give you the opportunity to sabi many things we follow for inside the education? Share na air ticketing and reservation / GDS training, a bit tourism, transport and travel management, software development and application development courses. Now, Dominion Aviation College make you the rush go. Within 6 months, you self don't turn sabi person be that. Admission requirement no add at all. Just make sure say you get a waiting result. WAEC, GCE, NECO, ND, NCE, HND or BSc. So you go fit register, learn air ticketing and reservation / GDS training, tourism, transport and travel management and many other things. Wetin you can't wait for again? Sharply go visit Dominion Aviation College. We see don't put a number B37 Oyinlola Street off Bolumole Ring Road, Challenge Ibadan, or make you tell the wire 0814-730-6896. WhatsApp 0813-148-2943. Website www.dominionaviationcollege.com. Dominion Aviation College. Better choice for better education.
All right, welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. It's Papers Review on 32 FM 949 Ibadan. My name is DELE ADEYANJU once again.
My name is Kenny Duratilu, and we have Professor Oluwajedokun with us in the house this morning. Good morning, Prof.
Oh, top of the day to you.
All right.
Prof. Yes, top of the day.
Yeah, so let's get into the issues now. Now, the very top stories in the papers this morning has to do with education. Yes, and ASU, the National Industrial Courts, having yesterday ordered ASU to resume work immediately. Now, they cited Trade Dispute Act, the Trade Dispute Act, and national interest as the basis for that particular judgment. Now, I was just thinking about it. Is it possible that ASU could actually just, yield, call off the strike for a day, and come back with another strike the next day? I mean, they've obeyed the order. If you think about it,
yes, they have to obey the order. I mean, it's curious. First and foremost, it's very curious the basis on which this judgment was made. I'm aware of the Trade Dispute Act. I'm aware labor law is a course I teach, so I'm very much aware. And obviously, you cannot just go on strike. There are various stages you have to go through, before you declare a strike. And it would appear that ASU went through that. So, I mean, very interested to know on what basis this strike, they were ordered to return. Having said that, if ASU returns today, they can't just go back to strike the next day. They have to go through that process again, from that point of view. But I think ASU has done the right thing in going to the Court of Appeal. But they must, you understand, obey the court order, which is to return. If the Court of Appeal airs their case in an expedited manner, well, all good to them. But I doubt if it's going to be that expedited. They can apply for an expedited airing, which means it comes very quickly. Or they can ask for a stay pending, you understand, the airing of the appeal. But we'll see how it rolls out. But the judgment stands, ASU returns, and I'm sure that there are a lot of students that are overjoyed. But I don't think the government should be overjoyed. And even if the students are overjoyed, some people are speculating that some lecturers might be so unprofessional because they are frustrated and visit their frustrations upon them. I hope not. I sincerely hope not.
Let's look at it this way, Prof. I'm not sure. Have you seen the entire judgment?
No, I haven't. That's it. We are waiting because until we see the entire judgment.
What are those things that the judge instructed, aside from ASU go back to classes. What are those things? What about the demands? What about the expectations from government? All those things are not addressed yet.
No, they haven't looked at the entire relief. You know, basically, there are 3 reliefs that the government brought before them: that the strike be declared illegal, that their pay 7 months or so be forfeited, and there was one more. The brain is getting a bit tired. That's one more. So there's 3. So there's 3. I can't remember the third one.
So what is it about the salary they pay?
Oh, that they forfeit it. No
For
strike,
7
no
months?
pay. Yes, no strike, no pay. Because actually the Trade Disputes Act says if you're on strike, you don't get paid. That they forfeit it. There are 3. I can only remember 2 at this point in time. And so they've only dealt with 1 at the moment. And you imagine that they're going to rule on the 2 others, particularly whether they should get paid for the past 6 months or the past 7 months. Let's see how the court goes on, because the hearing hasn't been concluded yet.
What's the fate for education in the country right now, seeing as it looks like something that's going to linger on for a while?
Yes, sorry, I just remember the other one is as UTAS and IPPIS, whether they can dictate to their employers. Unfortunately, the federal government is not the employers of ASU. And the employers of ASU are the respective council. So you're talking about what is the fate for the students. Yeah. I think, for instance, the academic calendar has been truncated. So obviously, in the immediate term, our education system has taken a serious hit. It means that students are going to finish much later than expected. It also means that some of the semesters are going to be rushed. And of course, you're not going to get as robust graduates as you should get. Because a part of university, and the advantage of being in a university campus as opposed to online or open university, is the interaction that you get. Mm-hmm. It's not so much all the lectures that you get in the classes. You interact with people, you learn new ideas, you learn to work together as a team, you're exposed to innovation, you're exposed to various circumstances that you may not be exposed to if you are online or if you are doing this.
So it's not about classes alone?
No, class is just one element. For instance, somebody that studied international relations, as I thought, that is now a millionaire in terms, and he does photography. It's not international relations that has led him to become a multimillionaire photographer. But of course, he learned some things. He learned how to deal with people. He learned how to market. He learned how to seek opportunities. So the classes are just one element of it.
All right. Do we say, before we look at another story, do we say that the entire 7 months of ASU strike has gone to waste?
Well, some might say not, because after all, we've highlighted the fact that the federal government cannot fund university education. Even if they are the best of intentions, they're not in a position to. Priorities are wrong. And secondly, even if priorities were not wrong, we're not earning enough to be able to fund the number of universities that we have. Remember that sometimes setting up universities is dictated by politics. It's not dictated by need, it's dictated by politics. And we have too many of them. So it's quite obvious that we have a problem there and that we have to look fundamentally first at university autonomy and the funding. So I think the 7 months has exposed that maybe in future, the federal government will have to hands off universities, refer it to an independent trust or some, private concerns, from that point of view. But having said that, if these university lecturers don't get the pay of the past 7 months, some of them will consider it, you understand, to be a waste. I think some of them now, at a minimum, want their 7 month salary, before they begin to think about any other thing.
They're not finding it very easy at all at this time.
Well, you suspect they're not finding it very easy. Yes, many are not, you understand, because not many have access to research grants, not many have access to other, some professors, obviously, they have some work they're doing as a result of their status, but the lecturer ones, the lecturer twos, many senior lecturers, many of them basically, are living in poverty, you understand. Penury stares them in the face. So you're correct to say so.
Yes or no, do you agree that if this is not sorted once and for all, then we are still going to have another strike, maybe in future, maybe soon?
Oh, yes. That's why the perennial strikes continue until this matter is resolved. That's why it's important that this is resolved once and for all. But you have to ask the question. the APC government, I'm sorry to sound partisan here, APC government is going for an election. And you would have thought that one of the things they would want to do is clear up the strike so that nobody uses it against them in the forthcoming election. But it doesn't seem as if they're bothered, I mean, the present government, to that extent. I'm not saying they're not bothered, but bothered to the extent to resolve the strike. So I hope that the prospect of an election coming up will focus their minds to, so that they can resolve this. And so that at least they will have a scorecard that is worthy of a government that we should have.
All right, in other news now, Prof, the expected eventually happened. Wike moved away from the Atiku campaign.
Well, was he ever really with the Atiku campaign? That's the question we should ask. I'm not sure it was.
Or do we say
I think
he
it was
moved
symbolic.
out of the PDP?
No, he's still within the PDP. Let's see.
But
He's going to speak on Friday.
Is he going to campaign for Atiku?
I doubt it.
So if he's with the PDP and is campaigning for another candidate, is he really with the PDP?
Well, there are two ways in which you can do it. You can remain within the PDP and be agnostic. Agnostic means you don't do anything. You don't raise a finger. You don't look.
You think Wike will sit down look?
Well, he's capable of doing that, you understand, at least on the face of it. But it's quite clear that it's not going to go into the Atiku camp. It's quite clear that the Atiku camp is looking beyond Wike in many respects. Can they win an election without Rivers? Can they win an election without the South-South? I think this election will prove many people wrong in many respects. Some people suggest it's still possible for Atiku to win the election by sort of majoring and capitalizing on the North to the exclusion of parts of the South. Rivers has an enormous electorate, and it's decided some of the last elections. Right. It decided the last election, even when Jonathan was very closely fought, Rivers and particularly Kano. So we'll see what's going to happen.
But the condition is if Ayu resigns, then Wike will, Atiku will have the support of Wike.
Yes, but it seems as if the bridge is
he seems to be adamant. He keeps reiterating that it has to be done according to the books. He can't resign like that. He said he cannot be forced to resign, except that it goes through the process.
But Atiku has been clever about half. He, as the presidential candidate of PDP, has enormous influence, enormous weight, and if he wanted Ayu to resign, he could secure that. I think Wike's position has always been clear. It's a national party. It's not a northern party. You can't have the BOT chairman, thankfully, has resigned, the national party of the chairman from the north, the presidential candidate from the north, and most members of the working party, national working party, from the north. You have to have a balance. And I think some in the PDP are a bit piqued by the fact that this should have been the turn of the southeast. And what we have again is another northerner taking over possibly from Buhari. And I think those are some of the points they are raising. But Ayu will be arguing that Atiku is not yet the president. What if Atiku doesn't become the president? That it's only when Atiku becomes president that the issue of him stepping down becomes of relevance from that point of view. That will be the argument of Ayu from that point of view. But we will see what plays out.
All right, Northern Christians will mobilize against Muslim ticket. Baba Chair Lawal, that's out of the Punch newspaper. He and 40 other Christian leaders who understand in the North are working to see that the ticket fails. That's the report.
Well, Baba Chair Lawal is a very close, long-standing ally of Asiwaju Tinubu. So it's will be quite a concern to the Tinubu camp that people are actively still campaigning against a Muslim ticket. And you know that the way that the Christians in the north take their faith is quite different from the way we take it in the south. They seem to be under siege most of the time because of Boko Haram and many other banditry that is going on around there. So I think APC has a huge challenge. And some people say that might play to the advantage of Atiku.
All right, from the Guardian newspaper, we have this report. Federal government to leave behind 60.9 trillion naira debts, other liabilities in 2023. With this riders, Buhari seeks Senate's approval for 402 billion naira promissory notes. Federal government states more aggressive in local debts mobilization. States external debt exposure falls by 78.3 billion in 6 months. Local debt rises by over 18% in the same period. And finally, from here, government silent on CBN overdrafts and documented subnational debts. This is a big story from the Guardian newspaper.
Well, it's a big story, and it shows you the economic mess that we're in. It shows you the inadequacy and the failure of the central bank, the federal bank or national banker. It shows you that the federal minister of finance is completely and utterly clueless. They're leaving much more debt than they met, much more. And there's no indication of the way forward from that point of view. I think our main problem is that we're spending too much of our expenditure when we're borrowing to finance expenditure. And what's the expenditure? Salaries. What's the expenditure? Emoluments. What's the expenditure? Perquisites of office. That's the main expenditure. Then some of the other expenditure is structural. We have too many parastatals. There's the Orosanye report, which has not been implemented. And the last of all, which is more important than the rest, is the subsidy. We're spending all the money that we earn on subsidy. All the money. The other money that we're spending is borrowing. All the money that we actually earn goes on subsidy. And the last one, which I should include, is that we are leaking. Many of the pipelines have been sabotaged. If they are not being sabotaged, somebody is stealing the oil and processing it and selling it, and so we are losing in that respect. So normally it should be about we should be producing about 2.3, 2.6. We produce about 1.2, 1.3, and I think our quota with OPEC is 1.8. And really, we are producing about 1.2. So what happens to the 0.5 or the 0.4? It's going into the private pockets. Imagine that coming into the economy. So they're married of problems, and this government hasn't demonstrated the will. Having said that, NNPC now has a software that I think they're developing where they can determine where there's a leakage or where there's sabotage by looking on the computer screen or stuff like that. But we're in deep trouble economically. There's no doubt about that. And whether it's Ashiwaju, whether it's Atiku, whether it's Peter or B, you understand, they're going to have a very, very difficult 2 or 3 years trying to get to grips with the Nigerian economy.
If anyone tells you that the political class will be shocked by the turnout of events in the next election, are they referring to an election in favor of Peter Obi?
Oh, they certainly are, because I think the expectation is that we have a two-horse race. And the two-horse race has always been APC and PDP. And of course, we have a dark horse. Labour Party has no governors. They have no members of the House of Reps. They have no members. Yeah. Well, that's why I didn't use. I was very deliberate. I was very deliberate in not referring to structure, because it's proven that structure may not necessarily be about political office holders. That is more about the people and their ability to mobilize. But if you look at the mobilization that has been going on in the last few months, it seems as if the momentum is on the side of Peter Obi. Doesn't mean it will win. I don't know. But what is very clear is that it will be a political force.
If you look at age distribution, we see that we have lots of younger people following Peter Obi.
Not just that we have a lot of younger people following him. If you look at the registration, the latter registration, 73% are between 18 and 43. You understand? Who are they likely to support? I think that's an analysis. I think a lot of people say they're likely to support Peter Obi. If that's the truth, then of course Peter Obi has an advantage. Yes, a lot of young people are following Peter Obi, not because they believe he's a messiah or a miracle worker, but because they believe that the two old parties have failed. They've been given opportunities again and again, and they failed. That's why people are shifting towards Peter Obi.
And so since Buhari couldn't perform anything, he has done his bit, he has done, and he said he has done well, actually, and he had 8 years to do well, but maybe Nigeria's issues are too enormous in the areas of terrorism and economic fixing, maybe couldn't do much. So which of these three do you think is even better? Because as far as Nigerians are concerned, a politician will always be a politician, especially a Nigerian politician will always be a Nigerian politician.
I think it's unfair to say Buhari hasn't really done anything and that he hasn't achieved much. But the fact is that, as you alluded off camera, the enormity of Nigeria problems are so complex and so large that even if you do your best, you understand, your best may not be good enough. And I don't think his best has been good enough. He's delivered on some things. But I think that Buhari was underprepared, ill-prepared, and didn't have the stamina to be able to deal with the programs, with the problems. Who do I think is the best? I think it's a very difficult one. I think the best candidate of the lot would have been 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, would have been Ashiwaju. The best candidate for Nigeria 40 years ago would have been Obafemi Awolowo. If you resurrect Obafemi Awolowo from the grave now to come and rule, it will be a failure because he'll be too old, he'll be too decrepit to be able to do anything. I'm talking about Hawo now. So I think age does matter time, passage of time is relevant. But if you look at it, can Atiku do it? Atiku too has been in government. The PTP government wasn't a failure in that sense. They achieved some strides, it made a difference, you understand? But Atiku at 74, is it whatever, can he do it, you understand? Does he have the strength of character to be able to move things forward? Some people will say no. Then we move to Peter Obi. Some people will say he has had a very good record. Some people question his record, but he, more than any of the candidates, has been open. He, more than any of the candidates, has been transparent and has subjected himself to scrutiny. And with scrutiny, you discover a lot of things. So you will discover that Obi may not be the Messiah that we're asking for, but it's certainly better than the two others.
All right, we'll take a break right now. When we come back, open the phone lines and, of course, take your reaction. Stay with us.
Hello? James, look, I'm on the expressway. My car just broke down. I don't even know what to do.
Sorry, you do not have sufficient credit to continue this call.
Oh, please, no.
Why not?
This is an important call.
Then you should have recharged.
I would, but I'm in a position where I can't.
Why not borrow some credit then?
Borrow credit? How?
With Glow Borrow Me Credit, you can borrow airtime and pay later. It's easy. Just dial *321# and follow the instructions.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Glow is always there for you when it matters most.
Sorry, James. As I was saying, my car just broke down now, and I have no help here.
Talk now, pay later with Glow Borrow Me Credit.
Glow Unlimited.
Tolu, báwo ni ìrìnàjò ẹ̀? Ilẹ̀ Haúsá dùn. Mo jẹ oúnjẹ kan tó ń pè ní dambu ìṣèkáfá níbẹ̀. Ọ̀rẹ́, adùn àti ìtasọ́sán ẹ̀ lárinrin.
Oúnjẹ ti délẹ̀ o.
Láìdé, oúnjẹ yẹn náà ló ṣe. Ó tún dùn jù yẹn lọ. Báwo ló ṣe sè é? Ìsebẹ̀ ọ̀ngà. Òun ni ìsebẹ̀ tó nílò fádùn àti ìtasọ́sán tó lélẹ̀. Dùn àwọn tó fẹ́ràn nínú pẹ̀lú oúnjẹ aládùn nínú ilé rẹ̀.
Onga, Mama's helping hand.
Oh yes! People have been winning, and you too can be a millionaire in the Dangote Bag of Goodies Season 3 promo.
Spell Dangote.
Yes! Spell Dangote and become a multi-millionaire. Category 1, instant win. Buy bags of Dangote cement. Pick up the scratch card and win an instant prize. Category 2, for the star prize, pick up the scratch card inside the bags to spell DANGOTE, qualifying you to win 1 million naira cash. Category 3, the mega star prize. Pick out the scratch card inside the bags and spell DANGOTE, qualifying you to win 5 million naira cash. When you pick an alphabet with an eagle, look out for letter O that has the Dangote Eagle logo for you to win the mega star prize. Terms and conditions apply.
My guy, this your sneakers shine oh. How you take get the original? Now for Jand for this economy. I beg. Now for Adidas official store on top Jumia buy am. Now so with all the plenty international and local brands them, we get official store for Jumia. To get quality and original products them. Now sure banker. See you go gbadun correct discount on top brand festival from 12th of September go reach the 2nd of October. Plus you fit make secure payment online. Enjoy free delivery on top order. We pass 1,999 naira and return anything when you buy for free. Terms and conditions deal.
Jumia, your everyday delivered.
Waiting you sabi about the beautiful game. You there for the life and style. Fantasy leagues, bass goals, ginger and okto. Breaking down the stats even to the MVPs. Taking no L's and only for the W's. I beg. Then Show Max Pro get news for you. Football season is back. Live, e-choke. Watch the Premier League, La Liga, Serie A. Anywhere on any screen. Mado. Stream the action from Super Sport live on Showmax Pro. Sign up at showmax.com.
No matter what I do, you love me unconditionally. You show up for me every day, no matter when I show you.
A mother's love is unconditional. Nothing serves this love better than a bowl of Indomie. So, show some love with Indomie.
Welcome back. The phone lines are open right now, and we have comments on Facebook, which I hope we'll be able to take shortly.
All right, the number is 070550949 08097,949. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is Olu from LA. Good morning, Professor. You have come to show this morning that indeed one of the obedience. Are the president going there to carry digger, or you need somebody who will be able to identify talents and fix them at the right places? What has it got to do with that? In fact, I'm disappointed, sincerely speaking. You are free to campaign, but not on a platform like this. Okay? Obi too was a governor, and we knew what he did when he was the governor of Anambra State. Is that not the same Obi that said that tribes are strangers? So much that a lot of people have to abandon Anambra State and relocate to Delta State. That's not the same Obi that invested the state money in family business and the whole thing crumbled. That's not the same Obi that said he left 35 billion in the state account and he has issued a check of 15 billion out, only for the new man to come and find that 15 billion is out of the state account.
All right.
It's good money.
Yes, let's be very clear. I'm not an obedient. I don't even like the term, and I don't subscribe to it. But my analysis has been objective. Who out of the three has a chance? I've not even said he will win, but I said it will be a formidable force. From that point of view, we've always had two parties, and now we have a third person. Obi, more than any of them, has subjected himself to scrutiny. And Obi, more than any of them, has been exposed. But I still believe that out of the three, that Obi stands a better chance, and that people, the young people, are going to support him.
All right. Hello. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Dele, good morning. And Prof, good morning.
Good morning.
Prof, you've been objective in Obi's analysis. I detest that word obedience, and I am not part of his own people. But I think you've been objective, looking at what we are seeing on ground now. Now, Prof, you asked the question. The APC, with arrogance, they display what I don't know how to describe it. It's as if, remember Vincent Ogulafo a few years ago told us PDP was going to rule for 60 years. Literally, that's also what APC is displaying now, as if nothing can happen, that we are taking it. Whether, if they really had the issue of this education and strike we are talking about now, I think they would have known how to handle it. Prof, we know how much they've budgeted now for subsidies, 2023. This same party told us in 2015 nothing like that existed. How come we are hiring in? You know this humongous amount they have budgeted. Please, can't they just also borrow to sort out this education issue for now? Meanwhile, Prof, the students are not actually behind the government. They are siding their teachers now. Government wanted to break them. But literally, I think ASU have been able to get the students to be on their own side. When we say students are really happy now, they are not. They are like, if we go back, Prof, and the same thing starts all over again. Is it not like going from the same thing? Good morning.
All right, thank you. Okay, appreciate you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Hello?
Good morning. We can hear you. Go ahead.
I can't hear you if you are listening to me.
Okay.
Hello?
Hello? Okay, do try and call us back. Hello? Hello, good morning. Okay.
All right. Occasional Babatunde writes on Facebook, Sanu, Nasu, and Nats that suspended the strike earlier. What has changed? As government fulfilled agreement reached with them, nothing happened so far. The government is just buying and playing delay tactics. Also, it says Wike is proving to be a strong force within the PDP. The political party that should prey on the misfortune and mistakes of APC2 is the one full of internal wrangling. Our emperors are confused. The number to call 080-97949 or 070-55949. Omotayo Oluwarotimi Onobamiro writes, Nigerians must learn to choose rightly. The thing with the three major candidates is two of them seem to be tainted by gross corruption, while one of them is supported majorly by Stripe, which is not good for the country. It's all like fleeing from a serpent and meeting a lion or a bear. And another one here, I love this Yoruba witticism. Meaning a sick monarch passes and you are planning to enthrone a bedridden. Your mourning will definitely continue. You get it. If you don't get it, face your Monday chores. Amode Damilola wrote on Facebook. All right, we're still taking more calls, and of course, this morning we're still taking some other messages on Facebook once they drop.
Okay, once again, on Facebook, it's 32FM949 Iban. The phone lines are open 090 080-949, 080-97,949, 070-55,949.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Morning.
Morning.
My name is David, calling from the Road.
Go ahead.
I want to contribute to the discussion this morning. Like Proverb said, people said explicitly that if anyone found him that he mismanaged 1% of the resources under his government, that they should bring it up and he will resign from campaigning. And it's over a week now, nobody has ever come up and said this was what Peter Obi did. He mismanaged or he embezzled any money. So anybody campaigning against him is on the losing side already. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Appreciate you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm John Njoko. Thank you, Prof. But let me react first. The first one are goofed by every standard of definition. If you are killing someone of stealing money, that person has been there, has been residing in this country, and has never been invited by EFCC or ICPC. He has never been investigated and found guilty, and presently now he is not facing court action for you to accuse someone of corruption. You goofed by every standard. Let me tell you, Babachila wants you to stop making noise about Muslim tickets. Let him go underground and do the work if he's agreed. Professor, not every state in the South are supporting me as I stand, as I'm talking to you now. On retired Major General Muhammad Buhari, he personally anchored his campaign on tripods of economic development, security, and anti-corruption. Professor, where has he made the success? But on the APC Cardinal program, he has actually succeeded on integrated transport network. I'm John Uzonjoko. Thank you.
All right, thank you, John. Appreciate you. 070-55,949, 080-97,949. Those are the numbers. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
This is from Malawi. Doctor, I don't envy you on that seat, too. People will start throwing anything at you. But you have played your role. They ask you to analyze, and you have analyzed properly to me. Concerning that of whether the party is thinking about the next election and what they are doing concerning our society, I think even the presidential candidate, if I'm not mistaken, is still the vice chancellor of the chancellor of a university in the Southwest that had issues for 2 years. They governed by a party member. And the presidential candidate now did not utter a word until a new government came on board to get that university freed. So to me, they are not laying too much emphasis on education. Have a nice day, sir.
All right, thank you. Appreciate that one. 070-55,949. Hello. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Malfi is Omojian from Ibadan. On ASU strike, honestly, it's not even about the lecturers. Go to any strike university today, and you see how the economy of those universities have been affected. And even pitying more those shuttle drivers, how have they been coping? So when we say ASU strike, a lot of things have been damaged. Now imagine those taxpayers' children that have been denied academic activities for 7 months, whereas the children of politicians are graduating from international universities. If our leaders actually prioritize education, these ASU strikes shouldn't have lasted long. Way forward, give autonomy to these universities and let them do it themselves. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you. We'll take one more call, or just call it a wrap. Okay, let's take one more call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
This comrade Felix coming from Oyo. And the issue of Obi, those that did not know the history of Peter Obi being the former governor of Anambra State, go and check the track record. Peter Obi leaves a lot of money in the cover of Anambra State government post. Go and check the security. Now come back to issue of security and the present government. Remember that a vice president, a presidential candidate of APC,
All right, I think we have to go right now. Well, we have time, 40 minutes past 7. Thank you, Prof, for coming. We'll see you some other time.
Thank you.
Have a nice day. My name is DELE ADEYANJU. Enjoy your day today. It's a Thursday.
My name is Kenny Duratilu. The Smart Kids Show is up next. Just stay with us.